in the NFC North. It's the Vikings and the Lions, and it comes your way next.
From the automotive capital of the world, we get a look at a venue that pays homage to that industry. Welcome to Ford Field here in Detroit, Michigan. Thank you all for joining us here in week number 2. Alongside Brock Hewitt, I'm Kate Scott. Brock, we got a great one this week, partner. One of the only games league-wide featuring 2 teams who both won their openers.
Yeah, it's been mission accomplished so far, each off to the start that they envisioned as the season began. And while it's only week 2, whoever can come out of this one with a win and jump to 2-0 has everybody in their division looking up at them.
Teams here who began the year with wins. Let's see who can make it 2-0 as off we go in week 2. And he mishit this one badly. It's out of bounds short of the 40, and they're going to take over at that spot. So a quality return, but you're going to have to wipe away some of it as they get caught for holding along the way.
Automatic first down.
All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Lone back gets the handoff. And he's going to work his way almost to midfield. That's stopped at the 48. It's a solid 70-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know. And you may come back to. Because if you were that close to break it...
Oh, he's in trouble here. He'll go down. The Lions got him. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up. From the shotgun, McCarthy escapes the pocket. He'll make a bid for it on the ground.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
And he calls for the fair catch, and he's got it at the 14-yard line. So now it's the Lions' turn to head out for the first time on offense. And it'll be their rookie QB who brings them out.
Kate, when I watch these rookie quarterbacks running out to open a game, I think of the old World Series great pitcher Cliff Lee. And he made a one-handed play in the World Series and was asked about it afterwards. They said, man, how do you have so much poise? You didn't even look nervous on that stage. And he said, sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. You got to tell yourself you'll be just fine. And these rookie QBs, that's part of the learning curve they're climbing.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the well again. And he found some running room for a nice gain. That's a 9-yard pickup, and it gives him a 3rd and 2.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Pass play coming here. Complete beyond the marker. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
They're set up at the 35 now. Now we're on the counter. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Back-to-back carries here. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. It's a pickup of 3. They're going to need 3 more now on 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Throwing now from the gun. He has the first over the middle. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
These two NFC North teams have played one so far. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the second. We're back to Ford Field right after this. Back and beginning the second quarter. Lions in possession. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Now the Lions calling a timeout. They're first. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. So far, so good to begin this one as they've got a new set of downs beyond midfield. They'll run here on first down. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. Second and 6 coming up here. They're throwing it. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Now their opening drive certainly going according to plan, Bronk. It's a new set of downs at the 27. Running it with David Montgomery. And they'll stop him after a short pickup to the 24. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. Second down now, 7 to go. From the 24. That throw finds Okonkwo. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Montgomery gets it from the gun. And he won't get anything there. Several defenders nearby to hold him up. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
These big D tackles in this league, they love weaponizing their size right in the middle of the field. It is so hard to clear lane against them. And once he got his paw on him, it was dead on arrival.
Now on 2nd and 10. Into traffic, complete. And they get this down to the 7-yard line.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in.
Well, Dan Campbell never shy when he disagrees with a call, and he's thrown the red flag here.
The previous play is under review.
Well, we all know there can be so little room for error spotting the football, and that's what's being reviewed right here. Did they get this right?
And I know both sidelines are furiously pleading their cases about what their eyes see. But fortunately, the eye in the sky and the replays will give us a clear answer.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So upon further review, they get a more favorable spots, and that's enough to give them the first down. They'll run here. It's Montgomery. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
On 2nd and a few. The shot to the end zone is incomplete.
Yeah, that's one that's going to haunt him. There's just no question about it. A drop touchdown in the end zone. Now comes the mental toughness part of it. You got to flush that play quickly so you can make an impact later.
Buckle up. It's 3rd and goal. Throwing with a blitz on the way. And he will score. It's a Detroit touchdown. The Lions get the game's first points here in the 2nd. So a touchdown on the board for them, Brock, as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. But they couldn't take away that big old tight end.
Now it's Jake Bates for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. Now for the 2nd time this game, we get a look at this Vikings offense. And this is an interesting game for both they and their rivals across from them, Brock, getting a key division matchup so early in this season. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Running back sent in motion. Throwing on first, it's McCarthy. Grabbed by Jordan Addison. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's going to give the Vikings the first down. That's the 2-minute warning in what has been a defensive battle. The Vikings driving. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Motion in left is their running back. 1st and 10, here's McCarthy. He's got him, that's Addison. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Hopkinson reels it in. And he'll get them enough for a first down. Vikings out of the hurry-up, need everyone back to the line. Has him on the quick hitter. And they make the tackle at the 38.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush your passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Back to the air, McCarthy. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. The Vikings call a timeout. It'll be their first. A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out. Going the other way. Lions have it.
Hey, I get it, Kate. 3rd down, you're doing all you can to try to stay on the field. But unfortunately, poor ball security loosens his hold on it, and the defense knocks it free. Instead of facing 4th down, even better, that defense is off the field completely.
Detroit getting its offense set for their second drive. They seem likely to carry the lead into the locker room, but some points here to end the half could make things even more comfortable. 1st and 10 from the 41. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Ivan Pace able to make the stop. Detroit calls timeout, it's second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Here's a throw. Throwing deep for the end zone. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down. He'll throw it into the hands of Okonkwo. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Now the offense going to take its 3rd and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Pass play now. And that one is incomplete, and the clock stops with 18 seconds to go. Ryan Thomas Jr., his intended target. So 2nd down coming up. Throwing it again here. Finds his back complete. There it is, touchdown Detroit! The Lions will add to their lead at the end of the half. So Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Bates now for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Lions double their lead to 14. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. His return starts at the 5. He stopped on the return at the 27. Only 10 seconds remaining here, so 1st and 10 may be our last snap of the half. Looks like they'll play it safe with a run to the outside. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. From the left hash, 54 yards out. Distance is good, but not the accuracy. He just missed it left. We've arrived at halftime here in Detroit. The Lions defending their building. They've got the lead at the break. Now we'll get you down to our Orlando studio. Not everyone's a fan of the out-of-town scoreboard. We'll keep our focus right here. Let's get back to football with the start of the second half. Here's Reichert set to kick this away. Return starts at the 3. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Lions back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Right up the gut. He'll cobble together a yard there. Play brought to an end by Jonathan Grenard. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. They're going play action. Deep, middle of the field. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. He spins right by him. And the Vikings are going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his first career interception. They worked hard to have the halftime lead, Brock, but now that defense working hard to take it away.
Not wasting any time, are they? You know, they love to say about baseball, Kate, baseball's a game of adjustments. So is the NFL, and especially in the second half. You have all that data from the first half. You want to take it all in, and defensively you want to adjust exactly what they did to take the ball away there to begin the second.
2nd and 6 coming up here. They kick the running back in motion. He completes it in traffic. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And it'll bring up a Minnesota 1st down. Motioning one of the tight ends. They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. Able to find Hopkinson. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage.
And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Nick Cross has it. He's at the 30. The 10. And it's a touchdown as he brings it back to the pick 6. Well, talk about aggressive coverage, Brock. To have somebody in position for a pick behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and this quarterback is never going to take that short pass for granted again. That is usually one you do in your sleep. He's just now going to be restless in his sleep thinking about it.
Bates now for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Lions stretch their lead to 21. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Minnesota offense trotting out. All the touchdowns have come from one side of the field, Brock. They're still looking for their first points of any kind in a game that has gotten out of hand. As a man, Justin Jefferson. He does it. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. It's a Justin Jefferson touchdown. One after try good by Reichert. And the Vikings get it back to a 14-point game. Here's Reichert set to kick this away. Return coming from the 6. He's got a lane up past the 30. And they'll be looking at some decent field position. He's out of bounds up towards the 35. The Detroit offense getting ready for its next drive. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Setting up the running back screen. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
Got to be a pretty good actor. Got to be pretty good at selling to that defense. Now, that's a drop-back pass. When you get a big play on the screen like that, boy, it's choreography by everybody on that offense.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Pass is caught at the 9. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions stretch their lead to a 3-score advantage. Brian Thomas Jr., the touchdown. Well, this machine has been firing on all cylinders this game, partner. And it continues firing as that lead grows yet again.
And those who've tried to get in the way of that machine you're talking about, namely the defense, well, they've paid the price over and over and over again.
Bates now for the point after. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Lions stretch their lead to 21. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. The Vikings and Justin Jefferson ready to go to work again offensively. Well, Brock, it only took them one play to reach the end zone last drive. They might have to work a little bit harder this time out. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And they beat him to the edge. That run stops back in the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, they got a tackle behind the line, but a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
That sure ended up being worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. Just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
He beams one deep right side.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Fair catch called for and made at the 35-yard line. We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Lions will go on offense. 1st down, ball at the 36. Off the play fake, he'll throw. He's going deep this time. He's got it inside the 25. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete.
Oh, that drop is such a bummer because it ruins the payoff of such a well-designed play, Kate. Got the man open, beat the coverage, then you got to go finish it. You got to go make that catch. I will say, keep that one in mind. They could revisit that play in the future.
Again, the throw now on 2nd and 10. That one falls incomplete and brings us to the end of this third quarter. We'll see what they come up with for 3rd down in just a bit. We've reached... He's going to throw this one. Catch is made in close. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. This game has already been a good one for him, Brock. And hey, there's still time. He could add on even more.
And you just feel his aggressive mindset all game long. As long as there's time left, he's going to want to keep on firing and turn a good performance into a great one.
Only need the length of the football. It's 4th and inches.
Here we go.
He's keeping it. He's going for it. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Lions put up even more points in a win. It's a Justin Fields touchdown. He finds his way in on the sneak. It's tried and true in 32 playbooks across the NFL for a reason, Brock. Even when teams see this one coming, just so tough to stop a quarterback sneak.
It feels like a win in today's football is just to stall them at the line on that play. So many groups are so effective with the QB sneak. But that time, the timing of the call, I think, was most important that led to the score.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. The Vikings now set to take the field. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now it's McCarthy. Spins out of one stop. And he's down after getting this up to the 41. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Here's McCarthy, 1st and 10. He'll get this to Jefferson. On the move, past the 40. He finds space, middle of the field. And he takes it in for the Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings putting up points in a game decided. It's a Justin Jefferson touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. That one right down the middle. And the Vikings cut the lead by a quarter, down now to 21. Not really much of an avenue left for a comeback in this one, but they still have to try the onside kick here. And no luck, the Lions there to recover. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. The Lions and Brian Thomas Jr. ready for another drive on offense. And he's been reading the coverage, dare I say, Brock, even better than his quarterback has all game. I mean, he just continues to find openings and make plays in this second half. 1st and 10 from the 41. Airing it out to start this drive. Throwing all the way to the end zone here. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
That play is so impressive on so many levels. Not just because it saves a touchdown, Dave. He had to time that perfectly to knock it free without drawing a flag or let him establish possession for the score. That is so, so good.
2nd and 10 now. Throwing the out route complete. They get 28 out of that play. And that gives the Lions the first.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball into your hands, number one. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play.
Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out. It's picked out by the Vikings, going the other way. The 30. Gets the 10. And Minnesota returns this to the end zone. Touchdown. The Vikings get it back to within 2 possessions. A great return out of him, makes a great play into one of our game's biggest highlights with that touchdown.
Yeah, some serious running back skills right there for a linebacker who doesn't get too many chances to show out like that. The only time we normally see him at top speed, Kate, is when he's running down a ball carrier. To put that ball in his hands, wasn't going to be denied.
They recognize the situation they're in now after right back. And no luck, the Lions there to recover. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. Well, kind of feels like we're starting to get to that point, Brock.
And what point is that, Kate?
You know, the bold point of the game where you have to try something bold could end up becoming a play that finally sinks him, though.
Yeah, it's time for desperation. Without a defensive stop here, it's really hard to lay out the scenarios for much success. Every second matters now when you don't come up with that onside kick.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Now a give on the counter. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 46-yard line.
Now he'll throw off the play fake. This is caught by Jalen Waddle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Give him 24 on that play. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
1st and 10, looking to throw. The back's got it. And in for the Detroit touchdown. Now as they drive forward to what right now looks like it should be a win, Brock. He sure is taking advantage of a nice little chance to boost his stat line. His 2nd touchdown of the game.
Yeah, you just kind of feel these two building some trust, right? Just more and more equity. Certainly paying dividends in this one, but more than likely for more games to come.
Bates now for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Lions stretch their lead to 21. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. They really have the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. And we'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Throwing on 1st. Pressure gets to him, and he goes down. That's a sack. We do have a marker down. But where it's out on the field, partner, that sure looks like it's in the neighborhood of holding. Well, that play went for negative yards anyway, so no need for them to accept that penalty. offense to the line for second down. Trying again following the sack. Has the connection to Hawkinson. And it's a nice gain, but still not enough for the first. Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. Into a ton of traffic, and this one's intercepted. And the Lions are going to have it after his second interception of the season.
Well, that's now his second time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the second on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
Now the Lions offense gets ready to return to the field. And they should just be able to kneel out what time remains. There's 3 timeouts defensively still available, but using them is not going to alter this outcome. Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. He's going to push one deep. He's got it inside the 10. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play, and that throw to the...
And the catch is made. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions keep adding to that 4th quarter lead. So an exclamation point there. That caps off what, and I think you'd agree, Brock, has been a dominating performance.
Yeah, I would. Really in all phases, too. You know, I thought coming in that this would be a much closer game than how it's turned out to be. And you got to give credit where it's due. This offense has been outstanding throughout.
Bates now for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Lions continue piling onto this lead. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. The Vikings offense back to the field now. And this a final opportunity to make things a little closer in that final score. First and 10 now from the 30. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Oh, brother, it's another interception. And the Lions are going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his first career interception.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line.
Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. Wow, they're going to pass it here. That's Thomas. He's got it. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. This is the type of performance a former quarterback, just like yourself, Brock, can marvel at. He's carried a great performance through much of this game. Even as the defense adjusted, tried to slow him down, none of it mattered.
I like the way you say that right there, Kate, because these moments the game does slow down. It is so fast on the field for the normal person, but when a QB's in a rhythm like this, the game is...
Lays out for this one. Oh, what a catch! And they're not stopping the destruction, partner. That is caught. Touchdown! The Lions continue piling it on here in the 4th. It's a Jalen Waddle touchdown. That is his 6th passing score of the game. A lot of quarterbacks could go several weeks without throwing that many touchdowns. And now, keep in mind, he's only one off the NFL record of 7 in a single game. Bates now for the point after. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Lions grow their lead yet again. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. All right, this is going to be the final play of the game. One final shot here. Trying to push it deep downfield. And that last pass falls incomplete as this game comes to a close. So it's one for the win column for the Lions. And they're stacking momentum right away this season as they begin the year 2-0. This has been another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. With all our crew here and my broadcast partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. It's a win for the Lions, as we'll see you next time from Detroit.